Three very powerful filters that you can perform in Excel are top 10, above average and below average, and this works on numerical information. For example, I'm going to click on my list and press the key combination Ctrl-Shift-L, which turns on my filter. I'd like to apply a filter to the actual column, so I'm going to hit the drop down on actual. If I then rest on number filters, I can see top 10, above average and below average. Now before we ask for all those records that are below average, let's just work out what the average is. What I'm going to do here is click on my first actual value in H2 and select all my actual values by pressing Ctrl-Shift down arrow. What I'd then like to see is the average showing on my status bar, but it's currently not showing. If I right click my status bar, these particular options need to be turned on, and particularly average. So I'm going to tick all of these options to turn these on my status bar. I can now see that the average of the selected cells is 1495.3333 and other information. What I'd like to do now is filter out those records whose actual value is less than the average or below the average, 1495.33. So for this, I'm going back to the top of my column, Control up arrow. I'm going to hit the drop down on actual, go to number filters, and I'm going to ask for below average. The records that I'm showing are 174 out of 270 records, and all of these records will be below the average value of 1495. If I go back to the top of my column, change the number filter from below average to above average, these will all be above 1495. And if I'm looking for the top 25% of actual values, then I'll go back to the actual drop down, back to number filters, and choose top 10. I'm then able to change top to bottom, but I'll leave it on top, and I'll change 10 to 25. And I'll change items to percent. And when I go OK, this is the top 25% or top quartile of actual values, giving me 96 out of 270 records found. If I then hit the clear button on my quick access toolbar, I'll clear that filter and return to seeing all my records.